Hello and welcome to the show. I am here today on a BeamNG drive. We're going to be doing a little bit of off-roading, a little bit of a challenge as well. We have come to the Snake Ridge Pass map, and we are going to try and make it to the top of the mountain. There is somewhere, that's a long way off in the distance, I don't think we're able to see it from here, a kind of monument at the top of one of these passes that we are going to try and reach. Now, my vehicle is not a silly one. This is the Roma, an off-road spec, plenty of power, plenty of ground clearance, sensible diffs, sensible gearbox, etc, etc. So you may wonder quite where the challenge is. Well, not only is it going to be a rather dangerous road that we are going to drive along, I am going to attempt to do this in first person. You see, it's all very well and good driving from this viewpoint, where you can see where all of the corners of the car are and spin the camera around and everything, be absolutely fine. Trying to do it from this viewpoint, though, might be a tad more difficult. Also, you will get the sense of terrifying fear as you go over the edge of a sort of a rise, and just the road drops away before you. Potentially, I don't really quite know how the road is going to hold for us, but I look forward to finding out. Now, if we do get to the point where we are rather stuck, I am allowed to go to a third-person viewpoint. Not allowed to move the car, but I'm allowed to essentially have a look around as if you were getting out of the vehicle to inspect the situation. So that is a possible thing for us to be doing. Now, this open bit here shouldn't be too terrible. If we get stuck on this bit, we're going to have a long old day at trying to find our way through this this area. There we go. If I damage the vehicle, I've got to keep going. If I, puncture a tyre, if I manage to damage it in other weird and peculiar ways, lose bumpers, etc., we keep on going. If by some miracle I fall off the cliff and survive and the car still works, we will continue to try. Oh god, that's not fun. That sort of you're just looking up at the sky and you can't see where the road is and you don't know if you're suddenly going to find a corner. Yeah, if by some miracle we fall off, I mean, we're already, well, that's a long way down. But if we do fall off and survive, I can carry on. It is a very, very big if. I do not expect us particularly to survive. There we go. Oh, look at this. A brilliant, brilliant bridge for us to negotiate across here. Kind of a shame that we don't have the wibbly-wobbly bridge physics around. That'll make it even more terrifying trying to get across here. As it is, it's about the nicest piece of road we will drive on today. And then that's that done. Oh, we are just about good. Now, we don't want that path over there. We don't want to go up that one. That's heading to a different direction. We want this very narrow path that we are going to, be approaching and climb. We are on and heading in the correct direction. Big fingers crossed. Now, trying to judge the width of my car is going to be so vitally important. Now, I don't want to be scraping the wall on the right hand side. I'm not talking about damaging the car. I'm talking about literally, if we bounce off of that, if we catch it at an awkward angle, it could well see our Roma launched into a roll. I don't care about scratches to the paintwork, but I don't want to launch my truck off the edge. That is so, I mean, we are pretty much in the rock face at the moment. This is the low down parts of this course as well. This is the low parts to the trail. I'm not looking forward to when we start getting nearer the top. One misstep here and it's maybe not quite game over, but likely to be. You may just get away with it if we get astronomically, there we go, my brain couldn't quite figure out the word, astronomically lucky. We might survive. Oh, we're bouncing off of the wall ever so slightly. I want to get the nose back pointing down again. It isn't fun when we're looking up at the sky. I have to see what we've got coming up. That's not looking fun, is it? We've got, well, near enough a sheer climb to try and... Oh, we've got to climb in a corner, I think. The wooden posts kind of indicate that we're going around a corner here. Are we going to have the power to do this in a nice, sensible manner? Oh, come on. Come on, truck. Oh, now... Oh, that's a long way up. That's starting to get a long way up. Are we good? Ooh, we are. Now, I didn't really see much of that. I kind of feel like that could have been a lot worse, and I feel like we've got away with that quite nicely. Never mind, we will keep trucking along here, maybe. Oh, no. Now, do we guess that it's... I think we're going to be curving... I think. We are allowed to have a little bit of a look outside of the... You'd have to be very, very careful if you stepped out of here. We just have a little bit of a wander. Right, so we are going to curve... He's going to curve around that way, but I can't turn in too soon because we are literally already hugging the walls. So we are already right there. So we've got to shunt it forwards, but we've got to shunt it forwards knowing... Well, I say knowing, not knowing really where the edge of the path is. Okay, we're good. We're good. Now, this would be an absolutely incredible thing to be doing in VR, provided you weren't terrified of heights, and then I would imagine this wouldn't be a brilliant thing to be doing in VR. But, yeah, I want VR for this sort of thing. It's scary enough doing it as it is. That's still quite the drop to the left-hand side. Now, carefully, slowly does it down here. I could put my foot down. We could try and get through this quickly, but due to the lack of visibility, and there is a real danger of rolling. You see, the downside... Oh, this is getting very bumpy. The downside of these big off-road trucks is, of course, they have plenty of ground clearance, but to get plenty of ground clearance, that means a high centre of mass, and that means a likelihood of tipping over. Oh, our truck is not happy across here. This is a really bumpy bit. We've got kind of a brief bit of a guardrail. Honestly, my bigger concern with the guardrails is actually getting caught on them. More so than them doing their job, it is if I am trying to drive past sensibly and just getting stuck, a wheel stuck. Truck, can we look down at any point? Oh, okay, so that's where we need to be going. I'm going to go and use a cheeky reverse. I'm glad I tried to pay attention at least, because that is just a big old drop into the ocean. If I hadn't checked there, we would have gone straight over the edge because I wasn't turning anywhere near enough. And that is why you pay attention to where you're bloody driving, especially on a road such as this one. Where are we going? Thankfully, the crash barriers are there to help guide us a little bit on this. Are we going to be good? Yes, we are. I'm glad I didn't get a vehicle that's any wider than this, because we're already pretty much... there's a little bit more space, actually, on the left-hand side that we could play with. We are pretty much climbing across the wall at the... On the right-hand side, this is looking a little bit nicer. We're actually going away from the horrible death fall. Now we can try and use some of the truck's power. I believe we have got to keep climbing up this way. We're going to come to a couple of bridges, which we are going to head across. There we go. And now there's a little bit of a drop going on here. That I had a very brief look over the map to kind of decide what route I wanted to head. Oh Christ! I didn't notice that. What the bloody hell do we do there? Is this just a please don't roll, 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 panic and let the car go forward? That is no... Who built the bridge like that? I want someone fired for... But that... God damn. Well, we are okay. I'm just looking at the little damage map. By the looks of it, we've caught the rear corner, probably on a crash barrier at some point. But if that's all we have done, then I am A-okay with all of the outcomes so far. Right. We have got... we go back onto the horrible, narrowy, nasty bits. I mean, we haven't got the truck completely stuck yet. That's kind of a nice thing, quite frankly. Just having not got stuck around here. But as I say that, can we please... we're going to head this way, because at least it looks kind of like a road here. This is very narrow, in between the rocks. I want to look down. Any possibility of looking at, where are we going? Whoa. I don't really know where we're going from here. I'm gonna chicken out and essentially, I say get out of the car, but there'd be just about be space to get out of the car to have a look. I mean, I could argue that you would at least be able to look out the window, like roll down the window and lean out of it, so we're going to do the equivalent of that, just to try and see. Oh no, okay, we're fine. There was nothing to worry about, but that's the thing, you just don't know. From that viewpoint there, well, a little bit wonky there, from that viewpoint there, you can't see. You just don't, you don't know. So better safe than sorry. It does look like we are. Oh, God, dear. For the external camera views, you just don't do this road justice as to how nasty it is. Now, I believe that is the direction that we want to be heading in. We are going to be wanting to taking this near vertical climb. I say near vertical. Oh. Well, it looks a little bit easier defined than the grey rock face that we have been driving over. Grey road and grey rock face, not the easiest of things to follow, so at least brown road and grey rock face might make things nicer. But this does look like this is going to be a case of give it some welly, because I can't necessarily just crawl my way up here. We are going to need to give it a little bit of the old beans, although it looks like we are going to make it. We've got a little bit more leeway as well around here. I'm not quite running the truck constantly on the very, very edge of the road here, as I say that, though. If we tumble down one of these bits, we are in a world of trouble, quite frankly, but we are still good. We are still good so far. I think we're actually going to be able to go for a little bit more. Oh, clonk. Ow. A little bit more in terms of speed on the way up here. As I say that, though, I've got to get myself over the edge of this. Right, we are actually getting relatively close to the finishing point. So, hey, there it is, in fact. I can see it ahead of us. That is the finish line. Where's the road going here? Road, reappear, please. Oh, that's a big drop. And some brakes. And, well, thankfully, the brake, we haven't had too much to work the brakes, so we haven't overheated them or anything. And this has probably got some big old powerful brakes to survive that. Nearly ended up in a little bit of complacency. Complacency nearly ended up in me sending this thing soaring off of the mountain. That looks like our finishing point. We have climbed the mountain from first person view with only a minor bit of heart attack. Well, through most of it, quite a lot bit of heart attack, quite frankly. Haha! That was quite good fun. What I'm going to do now actually did not take as long as I was expecting it to. Can we edge our way around here? Or have I gone and got myself stuck? Now, I know I'm having to hug the inside here, because this is not a wide platform that we are on. So the titular Snake Ridge Pass is what we're going to try and tackle now. I think I have actually gone and got my truck a little... truck, there we go. Okay, right, I do know what I'm doing. Yeah, we've made it up to the top of the mountain. I'm now going to try and head the whole way along the pass. So it's going to kind of head across the top there. It's going to go. Oh, game. Game's a little bit excited. It froze. It froze in all the excitement. Yeah, head along the pass across to those. I think it goes past most of those little watchtowers. We'll see if we can make it across all of that as well. Right, didn't want to press that button. Clever me. Okay, we are good to be going just about. Yeah, the truck actually survived very, very well. I think most of the damage, well, I say most of the damage, the yellow one single stressed beam was damaged at some point early on, and the green one is from me trying to get around that very, very tight point. Now, this is a really, steep climb. Didn't want to do that. Didn't realise we were in second. Okay, hold on. Handbrake, handbrake, handbrake. Rev the nuts off it. Go, 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 go. Thankfully, we have the power. We have the traction as well to climb our way up here. I guess aim at the rocks and hope. Aim at the rocks and hope is doing the trick. Maybe not. There we go. Aim at the road and hope. Much more useful. Now, this is the full-on pass. Now, this is going to head along the very, very narrow mountain ridge, and we have run out of grip. Oh, sorry, door. I think I managed to bump the door on the signpost on the way back. We might have to go for a little bit more in the way of speed here to climb up. Come on, climb, climb, Roma. Climb. There we go. Okay, we're pointing in the right direction. I hope at least we are pointing in the right direction. We're kind of driving more on rock than we are on dirt around here, judging by the noise and the tyre smoke coming off as we were trying to scrabble our way up there. Sure. Now this is a... Ooh, look at that for a... Look at that for a fool. That is not a place that we want to go visit particularly. I think my bigger concern in terms of crashing wise is take one of these corners, sort of try to hug the inside a little bit too tight, and that is where you end up rolling the vehicle over. You clip the inside of a rock face, and that's when the vehicle goes for a tumble. So far we have done okay on that front, and this actually isn't too terrible along here. I thought it was going to feel a little bit narrower. We're actually able to carry a little bit more speed down here, although you've got to be careful not to get carried away. I mean, we're doing almost 30 miles an hour. We're doing 30 miles an hour at the top of the map, bouncing along on a off-road trail, and indeed that is the kind of worst of that. That wasn't as terrible as I was expecting it to be in any way, shape or form. Oh, that's a little bit less fun. Going on to the bridge. Wow, we're doing 60 miles an hour. It's probably not a safe thing to be trying to throw the truck around. Oh, there we go. That and then it will all end in disaster. Yeah, did not realise there was such a lip on the end of that bridge. There certainly is a hell of a jump there. Well, the Snake Ridge Pass was, I mean, there were bits that were terrifying in first person, certainly. We sort of going across the top of the mountain, I thought it was going to be a lot narrower than it was, and it really wasn't too bad at all. The truck, of course, a very, very competent vehicle, a very good vehicle for this kind of a thing. Oh, no game. Bad game. Bad game. Bad game. Oh, dear. Damn it. That's the end of our... I was going to try and throw it off the cliff in spectacular fashion, but the game had other ideas. We just got... Again, I don't quite know what it's going to do with the recording, but I got just the briefest moment of juddering, which when you're trying to put your foot down as you head across a bridge isn't the easiest thing to deal with. I think our truck is actually still workable, though. Yeah, our truck does still drive. It fell down the side of a mountain... might still be able to make its way back to civilization. That seems like a good point to end. If we can get this truck out of here and back to civilization, I will be very, very happy indeed. Come on. Oh! No. Bad. Bad Roma. Oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. I might have to use the node grabber. I'll pretend we have a winch installed, okay? We'll pretend we've got a winch on the truck. Oh! I don't really want to be going at that sort of an angle. That's the problem. I want to be going at that sort of an angle. Quick, we just get the truck over this lip. There's a winch there. Honestly, it's a super powerful winch. There we go. Truck is over there. The horrible lip. Can we now can we drag it out? Oh, come on, truck. You've been through so much. The radiator's gone. You've fallen down the side of a mountain. You just can't quite drag yourself out of the ditch, unless I can somehow... Yeah, the problem is the wheel that I want working... Oh, I've actually got it in neutral. That won't have helped matters. That won't have helped matters there. Come on. I don't know why the rear wheel isn't going. We have got a welded diff inside, or a locked diff inside this truck that should have been spinning to try and pull it out. But there we go. We're going to make a, well, clonk onto, I think, someone's building. Yeah. Go on, truck. We can do it. At least I think this is a roof. Ah, okay. Well, it is just about moving if we can get that the front right wheel to touch the ground for any length of time. We are just about able. Come on, crawl your way into town. Crawl your way. I saw a petrol station. Yeah, we'll just turn up to the petrol station with our truck looking like this. Now, we don't have to do too much work down here. We can just kind of coast. Yeah, we made it. We made it to the top of the Snake Ridge Pass. We made it to the top. We made it through. We found the monument, Our truck just about survived to tell the tale. That is the view from inside. Pretty much wrecked. Pretty much wrecked. But there we go. Well, that is going to be it for this video. As ever, I shall link all of the mods used in the description so you can download them. Have a go with them yourself. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.